What's going on, everybody? So we have this 2025 Yamaha R9 here. We wanted to give you a little bit more of a in-depth kind of review on this thing and kind of show you guys what it's most similar to, which would be its replacement of the R6. So they brought the R9 in to kind of replace the R6 as that's kind of gone extinct. Super Sport class has kind of moved on. We have a lot more twins and triples and stuff in the 600 class now, especially racing in Moto America. So this was kind of Yamaha's answer to the whole higher displacement CC in the middleweight racing category. It's not replacing the R1. The R1 is still its own beast, and that's another level from this. It's just the middleweight category kind of needed a little refreshment, and here's what we got. We got the R9. This thing is pretty unreal. I spent a lot of time racing the R6, so I have a really good understanding of that, and then got to ride the R9 just a little bit the other day. A couple of the key things that you might be surprised about. So the 2020 R6, they claim that it makes 117 horsepower from stock. That's the inline 4 600cc Yamaha R6. This 2025 Yamaha R9 also claims to make 117 horsepower from factory, and this has the CP3 triple 890cc engine in it. So not too much different there on the horsepower side of things. It's actually claimed to be the same. So where is the advantage coming in? And the answer to that is the torque. So the 2020 R6 makes 45.5 foot-pounds of torque at 10,500 RPMs. The 2025 R9 makes 68 foot-pounds of torque at 7,000 RPM. So that's where you're gonna really find your main difference is gonna be how hard the thing pulls off the corner. And you'll also notice how smooth it is. So I just got to ride it on the street, not on the track, but the engine in this thing is so smooth and so responsive, and it was just really nice to ride. Of course, it has that classic feel of a Yamaha as far as the handling goes and all that sort of thing. Of course, you got the new wings. The R6 did not have any wings. The R9 has some wings on it on the front. Help you out with the downforce a little bit. It's a pretty cool feature. Love them or hate them, they're doing their job on there. And it was, obviously trickle down effect from MotoGP and World Superbike and all that kind of stuff. So those are pretty cool. Brembo style brakes and the KYB suspension, which is pretty cool as well. Good for riding on the road, and also a good starting point for doing track days and stuff like that. This thing is completely different from the R6 though. When I was racing the R6, I remember just the whole fit and feel of it. It's a little bit different. Obviously the way that the engine revs is quite a bit different. The R6, you kind of had to be screaming it to get that thing pulling and to be going fast, whereas the R9, you can ride it a little bit more like a 1000cc on the track, where it's a little bit more point and shoot, and but it still handles. It still has that same-ish weight as the R6 and handles similar to the R6, but you can ride it with a little bit of a different riding style, a little bit more super bikey with the way that it pulls off the corner and how hard that it pulls off the corner. It's more comparable, I'd say, engine-wise to something like the Triumph 765. I've spent a little bit of time racing those things over the past few years as well, and it definitely has some similar characteristics when it comes to, low RPM and accelerating off the bottom of the engine. But yeah, for the street, I think this thing is a very good all-around street bike, and it will be a good race bike. It's already winning races in Moto America and World Supersport, so that's quite a positive. There's so many features in the dashboard with the 6-axis IMU and the traction control and everything going on in there. Your different riding modes, you've got your rain mode, your street mode, custom modes, all that kind of fun stuff. So it's super customizable and fairly easy to use for anyone. I think all around this is going to be a great package, and it's definitely coming in at a pretty good price point too. It's going for $12,499 MSRP, which is a pretty good price nowadays, and you're getting a lot for the money. This thing is, for the street, it's about all you need. You don't really need a leader bike for the street, and this thing kind of solves all those problems with all of its little tricks it's got up its sleeves. So let's fire this thing up, let you guys hear how it sounds. This is just obviously stock exhaust and stock everything. So we're gonna crank her up, let you guys hear it. So yeah, you can tell just by the sound. You can tell just by the sound that it's that triple engine just has a little bit of a different ring to it, especially compared to the R6. You know, right off the showroom floor, I think the R6 probably sounds a little bit nastier. Granted, I don't think I've ever heard a stock exhaust on one, but that inline four sounded a little bit more aggressive and mean, where this triple sounds a lot more, it's kind of a sleeper, but the power hits hard, and it's, like I said, it's very smooth, and just a pleasure to ride. I really want to get out on the racetrack on one of these and give you guys a little bit more performance review, but just our initial thoughts here is that it's all around a great middleweight sport bike, and we think it's really going to start dominating the market for sure as far as the middleweight stuff goes, and on the track and on the road it's going to be in pretty high demand. So we also got 2 real-world reviews from people that showed up to demo the new Yamaha R9.
Right,
here's what they thought.
Test drive the new R9.
I did.
What'd you think?
I think this bike is phenomenal. Of course, we've had, you know, the MT-09, so we have a benchmark, but in terms of like riding position, and it's a capable bike. I'm excited for when people actually start getting their hands on it and doing what we usually do to our motorcycles, but in the stock form, this bike is phenomenal. I think it's great.
Definitely. What was your favorite feature?
Favorite feature? The engine, the CP3. I don't know if you can consider that a feature, but I didn't get too much time with the technology, but based on what I'm seeing and everything, I feel like that easily can become my favorite feature later on down the road. But as of right now, that engine, phenomenal.
Rad, hell yeah.
Thank you.
You just got off the R9, what's your thoughts?
Whew. Yamaha knocked it out of the park with this one, I swear. The power delivery is super smooth, It's very easy to ride if you're a street rider. This is your bike. Unfortunately, we didn't get out of third gear, so I couldn't really give it enough gas, but I got hard on it once. It was great. I grabbed a handful of brakes. The brakes are solid. The Brembo side lemur calipers and the Brembo Master, no issues, no sketchiness. We were up and down potholes on this construction road. Handled everything like a champ.
Hell yeah. What would be probably your favorite feature on this thing, you think?
Just how smooth it is, the torque down low. I'm coming off an R6 track bike, so it rides a little bit differently, but the torque is immediate, other like the R6 where you gotta scream it out, which I like. I would like to see this thing on a track, dialed in, suspension, everything. I know it's won a couple races so far, so I know it's definitely a competitor.
I said exactly the same thing. we had the same reaction to it.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
Great. I couldn't get out of rider mode, sport mode. I think Yamaha locked it out. That's fine. There's another power level. I was on power level 2. This one goes up to 1, so I'm sure it would open it up a little bit more.
Rad.
Styling is great. Some people don't like the winglets. I think, you know, they're not even noticeable if you're behind the seat. You know, certain angles, they look good. Yeah, it was a nice ride.
Sweet. Thanks for the review.
Yeah, no problem.
So let us know what you guys think. Do you think this is the proper replacement for an R6? You happy with it? You loving it? You not loving it? I think it's a pretty good replacement for it. $12,499 MSRP. Can't beat it. If you can find an R6 right now, they're pretty pricey. So you're looking at paying more for an R6, and you're getting kind of a little bit more bang for the buck on this thing. It's torquier. Yeah, it's the same horsepower, pretty much the same size, very similar feel sitting on the bike. But yeah, we don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and keep it tuned. Maybe we'll take this thing out to the track and see how she goes.